What's going on, folks? It's your main man, Rick the Dawn. Over some headphones. Really, Monty? Monty petty, man. Monty is petty. So anyway, I'm hearing that the showmans that just started is already on the brink of destruction over some headphones. Now, as you know, I didn't hear about that because I keep my ear to the live feed streets. I heard about that because it was given to me by some amazing people who watch my live streams and share information with me and just want to see me confused and paused, so they give me like these huge blockbuster details while I'm filming. But I love it. So yeah, folks, this episode we will take a look at the game from Monty's seat and try to predict what we feel will happen moving forward. I would like to say thank you to the amazing people who have joined up with me over the Big Brother season with likes, comments, subscriptions, all that cool stuff. Really want to say thank you for doing so. This episode is brought to you by the Really Hood podcast. Yeah, that's my podcast. You can listen to it any and everywhere. All right, folks, let's take a look at the game. And my main man, Tim, is right here with me. If you don't know who Tim is, he is an amazing person who I always say is my doppelganger. And he gives me some amazing details during these shows. So go holler at my main man, Tim. All right, Tim says, all right, just finished a nice episode. I'm all caught up. Yeah, Tim, let's talk about it. All right, so as you know, right now, Taylor is the HOH, and she has Turner and Brittany on the block. And if you watched the last episode, as Tim just said, then you know that Monty wins the veto. And here's where we are, okay? We are at a point where we don't really know all the details about what's going to come up next. I don't think the live feeds have spoiled the things that I want to talk about, which is really rare, okay? So here we have it. I'm hearing that Terrence and Michael have had some kind of falling out in the jury house and that Terrence had to be removed, which is very interesting if it's true. I haven't heard enough confirmation to go forward with the narrative, but I will say that is very interesting because this would be one of the few times. What's up, Sharon? Sharon is in the building. That would be one of the few times where we had a player removed from the shelter of the game if Terrence and Michael has some kind of spat. And it makes you wonder if Terrence will be eliminated from the jury process because he might be privy to some information, that other players don't have. So that is a very interesting dynamic if it is true. All right. Because there is no live feeds, there's only 4 people in there sleeping. All right. So Tim has been very vocal about the live feeds being pretty boring and, just showing them sleeping. Hey, Tim, I'm hearing some things. I'm hearing that the showmans is now over as a result of headphones. If you know anything about that, please jump in. I'm also hearing about a fight between Terrence and Michael. I need someone to confirm that. I haven't been in my Facebook groups. I've been a little busy this week, so I haven't been over there. I know they're gonna. I'm gonna go over there after I'm finished with this episode. They're gonna tell me everything, but I want to kind of know now if anybody knows the details of that. But the overarching theme of this episode is if you're in Monty's position, and that is the operative term or the operative sentence, if you're in the shoes of Monty. So if you could take yourself out of the game, out of the equation, take your own biases out of the game and look at the game from Monty's position. If you're Monty, who do you evict between Brittany and Turner? All right. So as we look at that particular question, let's look at the dynamics that really change the perspective, or I should say, let's take a look at both viewpoints or outcomes, if you will. If you take Turner to the final 3, first off, Turner could easily win the next HOH. And if he does that, he's guaranteed a seat in the final 2. And if that is true, you have to think that Turner is one of the strongest players to win the game right now. And I would go as far as to say, I think that Turner would, yeah. So Monty winning the last veto does change how I feel a little bit. Before that veto win, I was willing to say that Turner was heads and shoulders above Monty. And this is the other thing that must be considered. You're not only looking at the game through your eyes when it comes to jury votes, because you have to look at the jury members and say who has hurt who. Because sometimes the game falls second to some of the politics that take place in the house or took place in the house, i.e. Paul versus Josh, okay? And it's not about HOH wins and veto wins. It's about a lot more than that. So can Turner just wipe Monty out, as some might argue that he can? I don't know if I'm not sure right now. I'm still trying to figure that part out. I think if Monty wins the next HOH, I'm going towards Monty. If Turner wins, I'm going towards Turner. I would argue that the competition between Monty and Turner is about even. Okay, with neither of them having this strong, this strong advantage over the other. That's just my personal opinion. All right, and then if we look at Monty versus Brittany, I don't know how you feel about that. I know that some people are carrying the narrative that Brittany would certainly hold her own against Monty. I believe my man Jay said Brittany had 4 veto wins. I was not able to confirm that, but that doesn't mean it's not true. I just didn't look. If I'm being honest, I wanted to get right back on, but I am going to look at that to see if that is true, because that certainly will have an impact on how I see the game. If Brittany won 4 vetoes, that will matter to me. I'm just not sure I remember her winning 4, because I would think I would remember that, but maybe I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, Monty versus Brittany in the final 2 seats, in my opinion, is a landslide. I don't see any scenario where Brittany beats Monty unless Michael does an amazing job at swaying the jury. Now I'm starting to think about it. Maybe that's what happened. If it is true that if it is true that Terrence and Michael had some kind of issue, it probably stems from Michael's gameplay move on Kyle. You know that Terrence has had a weird allegiance to people who didn't have allegiances to him, and people who don't really care about him. You know what I mean? Like Daniel, for example, Nicole, for example. There's even a point where he was loyal to Kyle for some reason. I still can't tell you why. So it could be a situation where Terrence confronts Michael about that move, and you did see Terrence have an issue with that move while he was in the house with Michael. Like, hey, I heard what Kyle may or may not have said, but why did you hold the information until this point? It just didn't seem to sit well with Terrence. So if there was an issue in the jury house, that could very well be what happened. All right, my main man Tim says, I say Turner goes home if Taylor and Monty didn't break up. Monty is wrapped around Taylor's finger. Now, Tim, I'm about to go there, because if I'm hearing that they broke up, so I'm trying to figure out a few things around this breakup. Number one, is it serious? Is it real? We've all been in relationships, and you break up with a person, especially in the beginning stages. It's just really rocky. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, when it came to a woman I was with, how many times we broke up, especially, young love. My wife and I, we never had to go through that because we were both, in our, late 20s, early 30s. So we had already gone through all that stuff. But I certainly remember high school relationships and even some college relationships where it was just breakup after breakup, get back together, break up again. So that's the first question I have. How serious is the breakup? Number 2, yeah, how serious is the breakup? To me, that decides everything. I mean, for me. So anyway, that's the question. What happens with that? Who's better to take to the finals? And if you're asking me, it is Brittany. All right, so my next question is, given all the information that we have right now, it appears that there seems to be some type of spat in the house. With Monty making the deciding vote who goes home, who do you believe he picks? And also, who do you believe is best for him? I've already told you what I thought. I think it would be best for him to take Brittany. No question about it. But here's what I think is going to happen if this breakup is serious. Now, this could easily fall over and be completely wrong, what I'm about to say. But I'm going to take it that Monty maybe didn't have as big of feelings for Taylor as some might have hoped. And I say that because they broke up over headphones. Okay. And I also say that because Taylor just didn't come across to me as being in love, or like, I felt like this whole showman's thing was more of a circumstantial thing. It was more or less because there's only 4 people in the house. People are getting lonely. And it's like, hey, for Taylor, who else you gonna hook up with? Turner, you know what I mean? So it's like, Monty is just there. You know what I mean? Same thing for Monty. Who is he going to talk to? Brittany is like, come on. Like they haven't talked all season. She already has a relationship. So it's just more of a circumstantial thing. So I would argue from both perspectives, whether it be from Monty or Taylor's perspective, neither of those two have this deep connection with the other. So I would argue that, Monty is in a lot of ways just using these headphones to, show what he had already felt. Like, hey, I like you, but I don't want to put you ahead of my game. Like, I don't believe that we have a relationship outside of this game. Like, I'm not a Kyle, is what I would argue that Monty is saying. And the same thing for Taylor. Like, hey, I'm not a Alyssa. I don't think Taylor really felt that when you hear her tell Brittany, let me go do my work. Like, you know, that's girl talk for, let me go ahead and take care of this dude. I have him wrapped around my finger. Jason Lowe, what's up, Jay? So Jay, you think that it will be better for Monty to evict Turner, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know if I'm wrong about that, Jay. Jay is having a baby boy, and you know, I want to make sure I shout that out. I'm already campaigning to be the godfather. All right, my main man Tim says the next thing I say is a copy and paste from a comment on Facebook. He took all his stuff out of the HOH room and told Turner he's sleeping in the car room, definitely separating from her. It could be game or it could be because he's no longer in pain. Okay. All right. By the way, thank you, Tim, for that information. Tim is like the news. He's on Facebook. He's dropping information from the feeds. He say everybody's sleeping. He giving you like what they call it, like beat. He a beat person. Man. He got the latest information. Hey, Jason says he would not take Brittany. Tim says that was from someone on Facebook. Thank you, T. I appreciate that, brother. And then Jason says better to evict Brittany and take Turner. Oh, wait, you say take Turner for Monty? Dang, okay, that must be the minority on this one. Like, I don't. Okay, so anyway, going back to it. So, if this breakup is real, if this whole I'm sleeping in a car room is real, this is what I think is going to happen. Okay, I'm going to put my signature on this. I'm going to stamp this. You know how I do. If I make a prediction, I don't take it back. So here you go. I think that Monty will evict Brittany. Okay, because for some reason, and I've tried to understand this, and Jason seems to agree that Monty is more loyal. I should say Monty is more. Yeah, he's more loyal to Turner for some reason. Listen, I don't understand that. I don't get it because Monty is acting as if he doesn't know the game of Big Brother. In the game of Big Brother, you want to put yourself in the best odds to win. Does Monty truly believe he will lose next to Brittany? Because that's the only way that I'm evicting her. Okay, that's the only way. And I understand the concept of wanting to keep your word. This was something I totally just went off on Michael about. There was a point in the game where Michael had the opportunity to take Turner out, and because he made this little pact with Turner, he decided against that. And I thought that was a terrible decision gameplay wise. And as you see it now, Michael he's in the jury house. And I would argue that if he would have kind of followed logic and went after the biggest threat to his game. And Brittany told him several times to do it. Taylor even mentioned it a few times, like, hey, Mike, you might want to take a shot at Turner. And I'm screaming the exact same thing now. Look, I don't know what Turner does or what kind he's the ultimate player. He just seems to, engender these great loyalties from players. It's like, listen, dude, Mike, I understand you the comp monster and all that, but get rid of this guy. And I'm screaming the same thing to Monty. Monty, what are you doing? You're gonna take Turner to the final two? That's crazy. That's like you're not gonna win the game. Like, I don't understand how you might think that's possible. But here's what I think will happen, because Turner has shown the ability to sway people in this way. But I think Monty will evict Brittany. Believe it or not, Monty does not like Brittany. Let's just call a spade a spade. He does not like the woman. He doesn't like her gameplay, and you have to know that Turner has been sprinkling seeds all in Monty's subconscious and psyche about disliking Brittany further, because Turner also doesn't like Brittany. And I would argue that Monty is afraid of getting rid of Turner because he feels that Turner is a shield for him. He feels that if he gets rid of Turner, it'll be Monty versus two women, and I think Monty's afraid. He thinks that he'll be out of there. He doesn't see himself being able to make it. So that's what I think Monty is battling against, the fear that if he gets rid of Turner, he would have he'll be on his own pretty much against two people, 2 versus 1. And I think that is the only reason he's really sticking close to Turner. But what do you think about that? Am I wrong about it? All right, my main man Jason says Brittany is not going to take Monty, in my opinion, but Turner will. So will Taylor. I think this way he guarantees a spot in the final 2. I have to respect that, Jay, because I think I'm seeing the same things. Now, let me keep going. I think Monty will evict Brittany, and here is why. Okay, because if you look at both Turner and Brittany, here's what Monty is most likely trying to digest. All right, if he takes Turner, he would lose. He could potentially lose. I think he sees Turner as a bigger liability in terms of winning the game, but Turner would take him to the final two. And I think Monty at this point is saying, wait, I can maybe sway something in the jury house. I can probably say something that will get people's attention. But at the very least, I know Turner will take me. I don't think that Turner will all of a sudden flip on Monty and take Taylor. I just don't see that as a possibility. But I do think Monty believes that if it's Monty and Brittany in the final seats to go with Turner, Turner may pick Brittany. So I think this is why Monty is going to ultimately evict Brittany to remove that variable, because I don't think that Taylor, I keep saying Turner and Taylor's names mixed up, but I don't think that Turner will take Taylor over Monty. So I think once Monty leaves once Brittany leaves the house, I think in Monty's mind, he has officially made it to the final two. Once Brittany is gone. Until Brittany is gone, I think Monty sees her as a roadblock to that final seat, because I think right now that everybody wants to take Brittany. That's just my personal opinion, with the exception of Monty, apparently. But anyway, I think that Monty's going to evict Brittany. And here's the problem. Brittany wouldn't take Monty, but he can win against Brittany, right? So, okay, Monty might be saying, I might lose against Turner, but he'll at least take me. Whereas with Brittany, she won't take me at all, but I could beat her. But it wouldn't, I guess in Monty's mind, as he's doing the math, because he's some kind of math guy, but even if I could beat Brittany, the fact that she wouldn't take me just completely unravels everything. It doesn't even matter if I can beat Brittany if I don't sit in those seats. So I think Monty is doing a process of deduction. Like, okay, what is the highest probability I can sit in those seats, whether I win or lose? And I guess that's with Turner. All right, but that's what it is, I think. Sharon says, I hope Monty takes Taylor to the final two over Turner. That would be that'd be beautiful. I'll be honest with you. That'd be interesting and beautiful for me. I'll be honest with you. My bias is about to show. That would be a huge accomplishment for Black players, because I've been watching Big Brother for 20 plus years. And I'm going to tell you what I've always seen. I've seen Black players look like they were playing with two left feet. And I've seen Black players look as if they were absolutely absent-minded. I'm screaming at the television as an 11-year-old boy, like, dude, like these guys are like, I don't want to say stupid, but it's like they played the dumbest game. They were so naive. So it's been very vindicating to see some strategic and intellectually sound Black players. It's just like every year it was like the same 3 Black players playing the game. It's just like you had this like super buff Black guy who was super physical, but he was terrible at competitions. You had this very, beautiful Black woman, but she had no other qualities. She was just pretty. That was it. And then you had a guy who, was just like a jokester kind of guy. You know what I mean? He just was a floater. But that was as a Black player, that's all you had to look forward to every season. So it's been very interesting and fun to watch, dare I say. I know some people don't want to watch this because they're used to seeing it their way. But it's been good to see for me. And if I saw Monty and Taylor in the final 2 seats, that would be very, very awesome. But I will be honest and say I don't see it as a possibility, on the account that I think Turner has this, like I said, I've seen Turner do this before with Michael. I thought Michael should have put Turner on the first thing smoking a long time ago. But for whatever reason, and reasons I cannot understand, Turner has shown the ability to endear himself in such a way that he just doesn't appear as a threat to these people. Monty is going to take Turner to the final 2, especially with this new news out. Now, I don't know how serious it is. I don't know how deep it is, but I'll tell you, headphones matter in the Big Brother house, apparently. It's like jail. They don't have nothing else. They don't have internet, but the headphones is like a hot commodity. They're like a honey bun in jail. You know what I mean? So anyway, I think Monty will get rid of Brittany. And if that happens, you'll have a final 3 of Monty, Taylor, and Turner. And here's where things get interesting. It is my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, in the final 3, they'll all be able to compete in the HOH. All right. And I believe if what I see the game, if the way I see the game is true, I think that Monty and Turner will work against Taylor. And I think this, despite the headphone incident, if that's even true, I don't have any confirmation on that besides my friends. All right, I haven't seen the feeds myself, but I say this: I think Turner and Monty will work together, whether the whole headphone incident is a big situation or small. I believe that Monty and Turner will work together and conspire against Taylor to remove her. Here is why: because Taylor has an amazing story. Okay, if Taylor sits in one of those seats, she's going to get every woman vote on the panel. That's my personal opinion, maybe with the exception of Alyssa. But if Taylor is sitting next to Turner, she would also get Alyssa's vote because Turner has rubbed some individuals the wrong way. And you got to know that if Brittany's on the other side of the house in the jury, all women votes are going towards Taylor. And then you have to sprinkle in some of the male votes as well. So it's my opinion that Turner also understands that he has really his biggest competition wouldn't be Monty. I think Monty loses to Turner. That's just how I see the game. But I think Turner realizes, like I realized, that if he's sitting next to Taylor, that could get interesting really fast. Okay, really, really fast, especially if Taylor turns on that charm. Listen, she was Miss Michigan, dude. I'm from Michigan. And let me tell you, I've never seen a Taylor, or I've probably seen a couple of Taylors, but Taylor is very impressive to stand out in Michigan. Do you know where Michigan is? And she's Miss Michigan. That means she does well. She has, for all intents and purposes, she's crossed the color lines. Everyone can see her as beautiful. Like and she has a Lay's endorsement. Like this woman knows how to win a competition where opinion matters. Okay, a beauty pageant. You got people looking at you, so she carries herself a certain way. Her shoulders are up. She knows all the little techniques. Her posture is well. She knows how to speak. That's going to be a problem for Turner, who doesn't even shower. That's going to be a problem. All right, so I think Turner realizes some of these things, and it would be best for him to take Monty. I think that because of those factors, and even with Monty, I think Monty fears Taylor to some degree. It's just my opinion. I don't see a final two where Monty and Taylor, because I think Monty knows as well. Monty is not going to beat Taylor. It's just my personal opinion. Taylor's going to get every female vote, and Monty may get a majority of the female votes. I mean, I just confused myself. Because wait, Monty has a good relationship with some of the women, but I don't think he has a relationship with Alyssa. I don't see him getting a vote for Brittany. So no. I think Taylor's going to get the majority of the female votes. Monty may get some of I don't know. This is maybe Monty and Taylor might be a little interesting, but I think Monty will get a great deal of the male vote. Let me just go through this real quick because this is the only way I'm going to figure this out. Indy is going to vote for Monty, in my opinion. Kyle will vote for Taylor because Alyssa's going to vote for Taylor. And then Terrence is going to vote for Monty. Michael would vote for Taylor. Easy. Brittany will vote for Taylor because Michael and Brittany will vote as a pair. Turner would vote for Monty. Who does that leave? Joseph would vote for Monty. Who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting someone. I always get to the bottom and forget that last few people. Oh, so that's 4-4. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one, y'all. If Monty and Taylor make it, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a nice one, right? That's a good heavyweight bout. Yeah, I like that one for sure. So anyway, but I don't see it. I don't see it happening on the account that I believe that Monty and Turner will work together once this whole week concludes and we get Brittany out of there. They will conspire and work together to get Taylor out. And the only thing that stops that from happening is if Taylor and Monty man fences. But I still don't see a scenario where even if they were on the up and up, I think that Turner has been working on Monty all season long. And I think because of those factors, Monty will ultimately take Turner to the final two against his better judgment. I don't know why he would do that. I think he has a chance against Taylor. I don't see a chance against Turner, but that's just the way I see the game. All right, I'm over here. All right, I got I got somebody named Bez Me in the house. What's up, Bez? Welcome to the chat. Let me see. Let me read some of these real quick. I hope Monty takes Taylor to the final two over Turner. That's what Sharon says. So you hoping that Monty takes Taylor? That would be amazing. I'll have to be honest. I would like to see that. I don't know if I do see it happening, but it'd be great. Jason says, I think Monty beats Turner in final two. Wow. Okay. All right, Jay. Let me know why. Let me know. Give me some reasons on that. All right. Jason thinks Monty beats Turner, but I think Taylor beats Monty. I know Taylor beats Monty. I think Taylor can beat both of those guys. Well, I do think Taylor and Monty will be interesting, but I think Taylor right now is. And you got to remember something. I'm basing my viewpoints on the jury. I think of the three, If I'm being completely open and honest, I think Turner has played the best game of the three, but not by far, not by far. But based on the jury and the way that the jury is assembled, I would place my chips on Taylor. Easy. All right. She's going to get a majority of the female votes. And also her story arc has been absolutely immaculate. Going from the very bottom and then scratching your way to the top and being the queen of the house, 2 HOHs. When she won that second HOH, that was it. That was it for me. Because all the naysayers were going to say she only won one HOH, but when she won the second one, what's she going to say now? That's it. That was the one flaw in her resume, a lack of HOH wins. But now that she's done that, I'm sorry, folks. I think Taylor has the best chances of winning against any of these guys with this jury. And then you can't forget the fact that Turner is making some big enemies right now, and people are going to be hurt by Turner when they get a chance to confront him because they're going to see his gameplay as sneaky. Like Michael, who protected Turner, he's going to have something to say about it. And with the fact that Turner and Brittany having some conflict, Michael's going to absolutely jump to the support of Brittany without question. And the way I see it is, if Michael is against you in the jury, and he's very persuasive, don't forget something that's incredibly important. Michael is an attorney, and when it gets to that jury, which is a term that attorneys are very well acclimated with, when it gets to the jury, it's going to be like a courthouse for Michael. He's going to just automatically assume the role of an attorney, which he does anyway for his actual job, and he's going to steer the jury. He's going to steer them to who he wants to win. So, Michael's game plays and his amazingness, is that a word? No, it isn't. His amazingness is not done yet, okay? This guy is amazing. Just face the facts. As it relates to the game of Big Brother, he's amazing. This is my personal opinion. And I think his best moves are not done yet. He's going to steer the jury, and he's going to do it in immaculate fashion. Watch. When we get to the jury, you'll see Michael in a whole different mindset. He won't be in Big Brother comp mode. He's going to be in attorney mode, all right? And he's going to sway people's opinions with the way that he talks. When he was on the block on his way to go home, did you hear how he talked? When he was on the block next to Brittany, did you see how he easily dissected her entire game? Listen, guys, Brittany has blown up several games in this season. She blew up your game. She talked about your final two. She told me you had a final. He did all that in a matter of seconds. So you know that Michael is already churning out things in his mind about who of the final individuals will win this game based on what he wants to see happen. That's just the kind of guy he is. That's just my personal opinion. All right, Bez M says, better to evict Turner. Turner made all the moves in this game. I disagree on the account that, remember something, Bez, and I want to know your opinion on this. When Michael was on the block, and I believe it was Monte who won the veto, are you giving Turner the credit for Michael being removed from the game? Because in my opinion, that was the biggest move of the game. And I say that because Michael was head and shoulders best of winning this game. And if you remember, Michael, Monty, and Turner had made a final three just prior to that veto. And once Monty won the veto, Turner was taking little mini interviews as people were coming in for double eviction night, and he was telling everybody, hey, we're gonna do this, right? All right, we're gonna save Michael and blah blah blah. But it wasn't until Monty came in to talk to Turner, and Monty said, "We're gonna do it, bro." And Turner was afraid. He was like, "I don't want to take a shot at Michael." He's like, "You sure you got the votes?" So I don't know if I would say that Turner made all the moves this season because he just I didn't see that from my gameplay. But certainly, I respect everyone's viewpoint. That's number one on my show. But I will say that just to push back on that and maybe get some debate flowing, quite possibly one of the biggest moves of the season, which was getting rid of Michael, who had this game won in a chokehold. It looked to me that Turner was prepared to keep Michael in the game. And if Michael would have survived double eviction night, it was over. It was absolutely over. But it was Monty, not Turner, who started that particular conversation by almost forcing Turner's hand to say, look, I'm going to take so-and-so off the veto block, and you have to put Michael up. And at that point, it's pretty much a wrap from there. So are you giving Turner that credit because he was the HOH? Because, I would understand that, obviously, that happened on Turner's HOH. But at the same time, it was Monty steering the veto, which allowed Turner to make that move. And if that's the case, are we also giving Terrence the credit for destroying the leftovers? Right? Because that happened on his HOH reign. So I don't know. It just depends on how you view the game. And certainly, Biz, hey, I get that. I get your point of view. Turner has made some big moves this season. I'm not going to argue against that, but certainly I will push back against it a little bit just to see what other people, what do other people see. But yeah, let me keep reading it. That was really getting good. So Baz M says better to evict Turner. Turner made all the moves in this game. Monty is not taking Taylor. Did y'all just hear what he said about Taylor? No, but he said Monty's best bet is to evict Turner. Wait. So what did Monty just say about Taylor, Bez? You gotta share that with us. All right. So Momager G says Monty is using the headphones. Okay, I need to know more about that, Momager. If you could share some more information about that. Bez says Taylor is not getting Indy's vote. Yeah, not at all. I didn't say that, did I? Because I know that's not true. Indy hates Taylor, but I'm trying to figure. She's not going to get that vote against. She's not going to get Indy's vote against either Turner or Monty. Yeah, I don't think that. I hope I didn't say that. I could have. Tim says, "All right, I need to get to bed." All right, T. I appreciate you, man, for just jumping in here. And then Momager says Monty is using the headphone situation to let Taylor go so that he can go back on his final two with her. Just saying. All right, Mama G, that's what you mean. Okay, I'm right there with you. I think that Taylor, in a lot of ways, forced that final two deal on Monty. When she went into his room or the HOH room following the veto, she jumped into his arms and said, final two, and just started kissing the guy. And you saw Monty immediately agree, and I have to argue on your behalf and say that maybe Monty might have been forced into that situation and is looking for anything to try to get out of it, because I think he wants to take Turner for whatever reason. Momager also says in Alyssa's interview, she says she's giving her vote to Monty. Okay, interesting. I did not know that. That would be interesting to me. That she would do that over. Well, she never really was a big fan of Taylor, so I guess it wouldn't be that surprising. But yeah. That's interesting. That's okay. All right. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. I don't know everything, y'all. All right. Jason says, I think Kyle, Alyssa, Indy, Joseph, Terrence, and Michael and Jasmine will vote for Monty. Let me slow these down. So Kyle and Alyssa will vote for Monty, as we just heard by way of Momager, and she confirmed through Alyssa's interview. So apparently that's true. And then you say Indy. I think Indy would also vote against Taylor. Joseph, I don't think Joseph votes for Monty over Taylor. I don't think that's true. I think Joseph would vote in favor of Taylor because of their whole relationship situation. I think Terrence does vote for Monty. I think Michael would vote for Taylor. I don't think he would vote for Monty. So I differ on that. I think Jasmine will probably vote for Taylor, believe it or not, over Monty. That's just my personal opinion. I think Brittany would also vote with Michael against Monty, because I haven't seen Brittany and Monty do any kind of conversation, and you have to. So I still got 4-4, and also you have to consider that you got to understand that once the jury starts to talk, and the emotion of the jury will sway those people that are in the middle. And I still think that Taylor's gonna start. She's gonna drop a tear or two. She's gonna talk about being bullied in the beginning of the game and how she rose from that like the Phoenix. I think all that type of stuff is gonna sway those people that are still in the middle. I see Monty versus Taylor more or less like a 5-3 split. And those numbers might not be accurate based on the number of jury members, but that's how I see that vote falling out. I feel like it would be a 4-4 split, but one person will be swayed. And I think that the sway will happen on Monty's behalf, that he'll lose somebody as a result of Taylor laying it down thick. But hey, I could be wrong. And plus, I have some bias there. Taylor's from Michigan. I think she's hotter than Monty. So obviously I have some bias there. So don't listen to me. I'm the wrong person to listen to right now. All right, so Bez says Michael and Joseph. Momager says you are so right about Turner. Let me know what I'm talking about. I know there's a latency, so I might have said something maybe 3 minutes ago that you're talking about. Let me know exactly what you're talking about. Momager says Michael's vote is going to Taylor. I think so. That might be what you're talking about, Momager. I think so as well. I think Michael is going to vote for Taylor no matter who she's up against, because that would just fit what he's tried to convey this entire season, as if he is progressive, he's liberal. Yeah. I don't see no way possible that Michael's vote goes on anybody. But here's a couple of votes that I think Taylor has no matter what. I think she's going to have Michael and Brittany's vote no matter what. Because if Brittany can't win, she's gonna want to see a woman win. So it's no. I don't think anybody's gonna steal those 2 votes. I think she has those. I think she also has Joseph's vote, no matter what. So call me crazy on this, y'all. Be nice about it. But just call me crazy if you need to. But I think without question about it, Taylor's gonna have 3 votes guaranteed. That's Joseph, Michael, and Brittany. Guaranteed. Now everybody else, I'm willing to debate. But I do think that those 3 votes are guaranteed no matter who she's sitting up against. That's just what I think about it. I will tell you some votes so I know she doesn't get no matter who she's sitting up against. That's Indy and Terrence. So yeah, I think Indy and Terrence absolutely vote against Taylor no matter what. But I do believe that Michael, Brittany, and Joseph, no matter what, vote for Taylor, which leaves all those other players in the middle. I think Kyle and Alyssa will vote as a block. And I'm telling you, maybe if Taylor's going against Turner, I'm giving Turner the Kyle Alyssa block. But I think, call me crazy on this one, I think that Alyssa and Kyle will vote in favor of Taylor if Monty's on the block with Taylor in the final 2. But I could be wrong. But that's what I'm thinking. All right, so I'm back on the Bear says, I see what you're saying. Thank you, Bear. I'm just trying to take what you're saying and push back on it just a little bit to expose some topics we need to discuss on that, right? That's what I do. That's what I try to do, at least. Jason says, over Turner. I was talking about Turner. No one beats Taylor at final 2, in my opinion. Yeah, man. You know what, Jay? I'm right there with you, bro. I think she's a tough out. I would give Turner a chance against Taylor. I don't know if Monty caught, I don't know. I think it's going to be like more of a 3-5 split, something of that caliber against Monty. And I said this a while ago, and I was wrong. I'll admit I was wrong. I didn't see Monty making it to final 3. And a lot of people have said that Taylor used the showmance to further herself in the game. And you know what? I think it might be the other way around. I think this showmance better benefited Monty. I didn't see Monty getting to the final 3. It's just no way that he was going to make it here, given the scenarios and situations at play. I think personally, this showmance has also, or I should say, mutually benefited him. But I don't think Monty wins this game. And I'm probably gonna be wrong. I've been wrong about a lot on this season. But I don't see Monty winning against either of those 2. Unless, here's how I think Monty can beat Taylor rather. Monty can beat Taylor if someone calls Taylor out and just belittles her right there, and she just can't come back. Like if Terrence says something that's just off the wall, because you know how Terrence can be. If Terrence throws something at her, and she can't, because she didn't do a good job at taking punches at the beginning of the season. When Daniel was grilling her, even though she was in the right in terms of, hey, I didn't want Nicole to leave the game because I was trying to have a strategic advantage. I was actually just trying to be supportive. Why didn't you say that, Taylor? When Daniel was laying it down thick, she just couldn't pick up the strength to take a punch at Daniel and just say, hey, no, that's not it. I'm defending myself. No, I was actually trying to help her out. She didn't have that spunk. And I feel that in the final 2, if she loses to Monty, it'll be a situation of that caliber where Terrence will probably throw something at her and she won't be able to take the punch and recover. And at that point, she'll look bad and then, it'll be all down from there. But if Taylor has learned something, because you saw her take those low blows on Daniel when he was evicted. You saw her take those punches at Nicole finally when she was in the final 2 seats with Nicole. She took those shots at those 2 players who were bullying her the entire season. So maybe we are looking at a new Taylor. And if the new Taylor is facing Terrence, she's going to absolutely destroy this guy because he doesn't have much leverage as far as I'm concerned. I don't think anybody is putting, but if we're talking about the old Taylor, she could have some problems in the final 2 seats. The new Taylor, she should be okay. I'm just saying should. That's the operative term here. I think she should be okay. But I think if Monty does beat Taylor, that's how. As far as Turner better bring up resumes. He has to bring up resumes. He better bring up all those moves. He better take credit for the Michael move. He better say that happened on my HOH. He better take. That's how Turner beats Taylor if he brings up resumes, because Taylor has a decent resume, but not one that is, too impressive. Like going against Michael Turner, in my opinion, is dog food. He's not. There's nothing happening there. But he does have an argument against Taylor on the account of game moves. And plus, you have to remember something. When Taylor was getting just absolutely bulldozed week to week, who was it that stood up for Taylor and came to her rescue and, dare I say, saved her entire season? It was Turner. Taylor was getting targeted week after week after week until Turner started the leftovers and pretty much protected and say, look, not on my HOH. I'm tired of the bulldozing. And he put up 2 new people, that being a mirror, right? So Turner, if he brings up that type of situation, then Taylor would be in trouble. If that doesn't come out, then he's in trouble. So I think Taylor can be beat. She can be beat, obviously. But the point is, it's gonna be a challenge. And I don't know if Turner or Monty want to see that challenge right now, which is why I think they will conspire to remove Taylor from the game, and it will be a final 2 of Monty and Turner. And at that point, who wins the game? Who do you think wins between Monty and Turner if that is what happens? Let me know what you think about that. All right. Yeah, so I'm back over here. I see Jason says, I was saying I think Monty beats Turner by a lot. Okay, all right, Jay. You know you're my main man, so I'm always gonna respect that. So Jason sees Monty beating Turner by a landslide. Okay, hey, I'm all about it. And then Momager says, but Joseph has an influence on Indy and Jasmine. So there's 2 more votes for Taylor. So that's an interesting dynamic right there. Momager, you're saying that you believe that Joseph can sway Indy. And I don't know about that one on the account that Indy hates Taylor, like on a different kind of level. And dare I say that a lot of her hate towards Taylor stems from Joseph. And I know women, I live with a woman. Like my mom was a woman. I know women, and let me tell you something. When it comes to a guy, they can be very, very very protective. So if Joseph is like, hey, I really want you to, or if he's giving those kind of vibes to Indy, like, hey, I want you to vote for Taylor to win. I don't know if Indy's gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna vote for Taylor to win and possibly take you outside. I mean, because once they leave the house, it's open game. And Joseph and Indy are probably just like this in that jury house. Okay, I'm not gonna go into details. I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me. And because the only issue for Indy was when they were in the house, Taylor was there, so she was almost like blocking Joseph's glare at Indy. I didn't see Indy and Joseph flirt as much because Taylor was always there. So it'll be a very surprising thing for me for Indy in any scenario to vote for Taylor on the account of Joseph, who could actually spend some of that money with Taylor should Indy's vote matter. But that being said, I could be wrong. I've been wrong about a lot. And I'm going to keep reminding myself of that before I start feeling too high and mighty. All right. Jason says Kyle, Alyssa, Jasmine, Terrence, Indy, and Joseph, and Taylor's vote. Who you talking about, Jay? Let me know. Bear says, do you think Joseph gives his vote to Taylor after learning about Monty? Great question. Great question. Let me think about that for just a second. Jason says, I think Monty will beat Turner in final 2. Those votes I just mentioned. Okay, all right. Now I follow you, Jay. So Jason says, and this is an interesting thing, so I want to kind of think about what Bez just said as I take a look a little bit deeper at what Jay is saying. Jason says, I think Monty will beat Turner because he'll get these votes. Kyle, Alyssa, Jasmine, Terrence, Indy, and Joseph, and Taylor. All right, let me dissect that real quick. Okay, we got Turner and Monty on the block for final 2. Kyle is going to vote for Turner, easy. All right, Alyssa will then follow suit. Turner. Jasmine will vote for Monty or Turner. I don't know. I think I'm gonna give Jasmine to Monty, but I could be wrong about that one. So I'm just gonna say, just to push back, I'm gonna go with Jasmine for Monty. Okay, I'm just pushing back a little bit. All right, then Jasmine. Okay, then Terrence. Terrence, you think he goes? I'm gonna go. Terrence goes to Monty. You remember that conversation they had just as Terrence is on his way out? He's talking about he wants to see a black winner win. I think he's gonna go Monty. That's just my personal opinion. Indy will probably vote. Who does Indy vote for in a situation when it's Turner and Monty? She will vote for. I guess Jay. I'm gonna honor what you say. I'm gonna go with Turner. But Indy's a wild card for me. I don't know. And that's in that final 2. All right, then you said Joseph will vote for Turner. Oh, wait, am I reading this wrong? Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm doing it wrong. You saying that Indy will vote for Monty. And I might have to agree with you on that. One. And then you say that Joseph will vote for Monty. I will agree on that one as well. And you say Taylor will vote for Monty. So you're seeing 5-2 landslide in favor of Monty, Jason Lowe. Hey, she versus hers in the building. What's going on? What's up? All right. So I'm right there with you, Jay. I think you might have a point on that. those votes do make a lot of sense when you break them down. But Bez, to get back to your question, do you think Joseph gives his vote to Taylor after learning about Monty? If it's that's a good question. If it's Taylor versus Turner, yes. Wait, I don't know. I'm gonna ask y'all. Y'all gotta help me out. That's a tough question. Does Joseph feel a certain way about Monty and Taylor's relationship? I'm gonna go with yes. I'm gonna say yes. But does he feel enough hurt to not give her the win? I'm gonna say no. All right, if it's Monty versus Taylor in those final two seats, I'm saying that Joseph is going to give the money to Taylor over Monty. That's what I think. I think Joseph would vote for Taylor over Monty. Could be wrong, obviously. All right, that's what I think, despite their relationship. Uh, However, if Taylor is on the block against Turner, could be a little different there. Could be a little different. I think both Monty and Turner. If Monty is hurt about being voted out and somehow Taylor made it, Monty could be very spiteful. In that case, it gets really interesting. Monty would probably more than likely place his vote on Turner to win, and I think Joseph might follow suit. So that's the best I can do. I say if it is Monty versus Taylor, then Joseph will vote in favor of Taylor. If it is Taylor versus Turner, I think both Monty and Joseph put their votes on Turner, because I would imagine in that scenario, Monty would be hurt about the whole way that everything played out. That's the best I can do based on what I would see happening there. Okay, then she versus her says Terrence, he who shall not be named. So she versus her don't even want to hear about Terrence because the way he was in the game, calling Taylor out of her name, just she versus her. Let me just say I understand. I get it. I get it. I try to let me tell you what I do. She versus her. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt based on him being a human being, and we all having some moments that might not be so stellar, right? So I just try to give him the benefit of the doubt, which is why I even mention him at all. I try not to shun anyone or show any bias for or against anybody. And I get it. I get it. Terrence has been very cringe this season. So yeah, I get it. I get it. I'm not going to even push back on that, but still, I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's old school, and the guy lives in Chicago. He's just a different kind of individual. He has different experiences. So I try to be cognizant of people's experiences and try not to project my own experiences on them. So while I don't see myself hanging with Terrence outside in any context, I try to understand his background because there's some things that we don't know, right? Some ways that he grew up that we couldn't possibly know. So I just try to give him the benefit of the doubt. She versus her. That's the best I got for Terrence in his defense. All right. Jay says I think Joseph gives Taylor his vote if she's at final two. Me too. Jay. She versus Holt. She says no. She doesn't want me to say anything about Terrence. And I think I'm gonna stop because I don't want to get on her bad side. All right. Jason says did Terrence get kicked out of jury house? Jay, I'm hearing that he was moved to the hotel, and as far as I know, that sounds like he might be eliminated from voting. Because if he's outside of the house, then he has access to things like a television, unless they got him in like a safe room where he doesn't have any television at all. That's the only scenario where I see he still gets to vote. But apparently something happened with him and Michael that might be pretty detrimental to his standing in the game. That's what I know so far. All right, she versus her says my dad is old school from the South, no excuses. She versus her is not letting me defend Terrence, and you know what? Yeah, I stand corrected. I fold. I concede. She versus her, you got it. No more mention of errands. Does that help? Errands. All right, Sharon says, do you think Taylor is going to pick Monty or Turner? So if she wins, because I think right now is Monty's decision. He's gonna vote. I think he's gonna vote Brittany out. And if that situation, if that occurs, I believe they all get a chance to play in the next HOH. So if Taylor was to win, good question, Sharon. Win the next HOH, I think she takes Monty easy. Even with the whole issue and fight problem, all that. I don't think Taylor wants to see Turner in the final three. And the reason I say that is because Taylor and Brittany have been aiming for Turner for at least the last month. Those two young ladies have proved like they've shown they're visibly afraid of Turner for understandable reasons. They just, and I maybe they're giving them too much credit, but I'm just going off what I see. Every time Brittany talks, is all about how big of a target, or I should say a threat, Turner is. And Taylor has also been verbalizing those exact same sentiments. Taylor doesn't want any Turner smoke. She just don't. That's a fact. That's all. That's out of her own mouth. Taylor does not want to see Turner in the final two. I personally think that Brittany stands corrected. She don't want no Turner smoke. No, Brittany, you don't want to. I don't think Brittany can beat anybody in the final four. However, I think Taylor may be understating her game a little bit. Maybe with the right scenarios, the right situations, she has a chance. But yeah, I can understand it from her viewpoint as well. Turner is a tough out for just about everybody. Maybe Monty even struggles a little bit. All right, so that's what I think about it. She versus her says Monty. All right, you're basically saying that you see that, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you're saying that Monty is going to make it to the final two by way of either Turner or Taylor. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. All right, Lisa, what's up, Lisa? Welcome to the party. We in here just talking some BB. Lisa says Taylor can win more easily over Turner than Monty. Let me see. You think that Turner is an easier out than Monty? That's interesting. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Taylor wiping out Turner. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. All right. Taylor wiping out Turner. I certainly think it's possible. I think Taylor is the most dangerous person left in the game. Based on the jury, based on her story, I think she can beat both of those guys. But if certain things happen, i.e. Terrence, which may be out of the game, but if Terrence or who else could really throw Taylor a haymaker? If Indy jump out there, because Indy really dislikes Taylor. So I think if like a Terrence or Indy jump out there, she could, it depends how fast she can recover. Now I'll tell you one thing, Lisa, that I have to say, and let me know if you agree or disagree. I'll tell you right now, I think that what Taylor has working for her the most and what makes her win so much more possible is because all the players who really disliked her were all wiped out before jury. Okay. Pooch would have had no part of a Taylor win. He's gone. Daniel would have had no parts of a Taylor win. Gone. Nicole would have absolutely had no part of a Taylor win. Gone. Amira would not allow Taylor to win. Gone. All right. And there's one more player that I'm not remembering at this moment. And I hate when this happens. There's one more player, but those four right there are all gone, and they have no say so. So with that being said, I think Taylor has done a decent job, whether directly or indirectly, at removing her biggest detractors. I think those four people, and it's another person I can't remember, and I know somebody's going to tell me about it. It's maybe one or two more players in that dynamic that I cannot remember who they are. It's like, okay, it was Amira, Pooch, Daniel, Nicole. It's one more person. Who is it? Come on, somebody help me out. So it's one more person who was gunning for Taylor that is not in the house right now. It might be Indy. Oh, Paloma. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. It was Paloma and Indy. Those are the last two. Paloma would have had no parts, and she's gone, right? And then also Indy as well. Indy was another player. So that's about 6 players. Well, Indy is in the jury. But I'll say about at least 5 players who absolutely would have had no parts of a Taylor win. They're all out the house. And from there, you just got leftover members and, some people who are kind of floating in the middle. And I think that's going to definitely bode well for Taylor. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it, y'all. But I'm going to end here because it is getting late. And I do want to respect y'all time. I know y'all some working people. So any last words, let me know. And, I'll kind of kick it with you real quick. But, yeah, that's what I'm pretty much seeing happening. I think that Monty will ultimately vote to remove Brittany, and it's like, so I'm sorry, Britt. I heard the story about what you want to do, and I think they still get money based on how far they got in the game. I think they give them stipends, so I think she's still going to have a nice amount of money. She might get maybe $12,000 to $15,000 or something like that. And then I think Monty, when Monty wins the veto, he's going to get rid of Brittany, and I think at that point, Monty and Turner will conspire against Taylor, especially with this whole headphone debacle. And I thought that Monty and Turner would work together against Taylor, despite the headphone situation. Even if things were on the up and up, I saw that Monty and Turner would probably work together against Taylor. That's just how I saw the game. And I think as a result, between Monty and Turner going against one individual, unless Taylor wins the HOH, I see her being evicted. And I think she's going to win America's Favorite House Guest, though. I think for sure Taylor will take that prize home. But when it comes to the actual game, I see that Monty and Turner will be in the final two. And here's who I think will win between those two if that were to happen. I'm gonna go with Turner. I think so. I think Turner's gonna win. So that's about where I'm at right now. If these particular dominoes fall this way, I'm not saying that I think Turner's gonna. I'm still pulling for Taylor, obviously, but I'm just saying if this particular set of things happen, then I see Turner winning from this course. But you know how this game go. Every day something else happens and it changes. But I think from here, where we are right this second, I see Turner as being the favorite to win, especially with Monty and Taylor having this issue. Somebody tell me what the heck is Monty doing? Like you got a guaranteed final two, and I'm sorry, I just see Monty having a better chance against Taylor, though very slim. I don't see really a scenario where Monty wins at all, but I think his better shot is against with Taylor. Okay, I don't know, and that's still a slim shot. But that's where I stand with it, y'all. I appreciate y'all kicking it with your main man tonight, and I will see you all. You know, the next one don't come on until Thursday, so it won't be a Wednesday's episode. But I'm still gonna be on here because Survivor airs, and I'm gonna be doing this for Survivor because I love Survivor so much. Oh my gosh, I think I might like Survivor just a pinch more than. No, I might be lying about that. Do I like Survivor more than Big Brother? I think that it's about the same. It's about the same. Yeah, I think it's about the same. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna do this for Survivor, which airs for the first time in like a whole year on Wednesday. But I will be back talking about some Big Brother on Thursday, y'all. But good night. Thank you, Sharon. Good night to you as well. Stay safe, y'all. And I'll see you soon. Peace.